Okay, so where was I? I need to quit doing that. It's not funny. Anyway, so basically, by our words and by our actions, we will be acquitted, and by our words and by our actions, we will be condemned. And the lack thereof. So, as many times as as many commands as there are in the Bible, there is also as many things there is just as many things we are called to do as there are things we are called not to do or told not to do. There are times when inactivity is just as important or more important, and vice versa. So it's not just a matter of were you the problem, but did you sit back and do nothing as the problem persisted? And those are, from what I can tell, those are the lukewarm people that Jesus specifically says he will spit out of his mouth. Because while it's not okay to run around like a effing heathen, wreaking havoc on everything and everyone in your path, it is, in his eyes, just as bad to sit back and allow it to happen, know that it's happening, and do nothing. Yes, we all must stay in our lanes. Yes, we all have an obligation to mind our own effing business. Of course. If you are on Snapchat sending pictures of my son golfing and you know the situation, you're wrong. You're just as wrong as the people that don't even have the... You're, in my opinion, actually, you're worse. Because you actually know the truth. You don't have this delusion clouding your view of reality to hide behind. You're of sound mind. You are totally capable and fully aware of the situation as it stands. So what is your excuse? What is your reason? What do you do to get through the day and enjoy yourself with my son? Or my daughter, for that matter. Because I'm pretty sure the only thing that could withstand the guilt and the only thing that would be able to hide someone from the reality of how fucked up the situation is would be the shame that has came from everything that has been done throughout the person's life. And I'm talking about my mother and my sister. I have no reason to be candid. I have no reason to be cute about it or subtle or speak in riddles. Why? I don't need to take a picture of me eating yogurt at the shopping center down the way. I don't need to do that. I can speak the truth freely. And know that it won't matter when it falls on certain people's ears because they're so out of touch with reality. If they were to even happen to stumble upon this, it would be like speaking German. I know that. But I know that if you are capable of seeing things pretty much for what they really are, and then you are able to look the other way and enjoy your time on the golf course. As much as I know and understand and have learned and studied and researched on psychology and human behavior and things like that, I gotta tell you, I can't even begin to guess as to what you do. What do you do to be okay? And when I said something, the other day, I think when it went in particular, I was saying that it's the reality of maybe getting a 2 a.m. TikTok link sent to me from the father of my children, that may or may not come, that knowing that that is what I'm worth. That is where I stand with the whole situation, that I may or may not at some point in the next year get a drunken 2 a.m. TikTok link sent to my phone. And wondering like what would be worse, to get that one or not to. So along those same lines, it's, I can't help but wonder, would it be better? Would it be worse? Is there a difference in thinking that two people that should be or used to be closest to me, like my closest family members, driving 4 hours, three and a half hours from North Louisiana to Denham Springs, Louisiana, getting frozen yogurt or whatever the fuck it was at Jubin Crossing Shopping Center, a Pebbles throw away from where I live, my home, like my actual home, not like I live in that town, like literally right around the corner. Posting it on Snapchat. Denham Springs, y'all. Is it better to think that people that I thought loved me actually love me in the way that the world loves people, and that is that they went out of their way to do that, to hurt me, to just twist the knife, or that those people did that and it never even crossed their mind that I even fucking breathe in the same air as them, that I'm even alive at all, that the concept of me is even a thing. Which what do you think? Which would y'all prefer? Which would you prefer? What would be better, to think that the people that you should trust the most, that you should love the most, that you have your whole life loved the most, have such a disdain, it's such a hatred for you, that they go that far out of their way just to fucking hurt you, having no clue how much you're already hurt because they've erased you from their lives so much that they can't even, have no clue where I'm even at in anything. Or knowing that you have been so far removed from their lives that literally they just wanted to fucking share a little snippet of their lives and their dessert choice with the Snapchat community. What do you think? For the longest time, I wanted so badly to have, do something for a cause. I wanted to be involved in a nonprofit, well, a specific nonprofit that deals with suicide prevention and awareness. And there's actually a chapter here in the Baton Rouge area. And I mean, you know, and it's crazy because like of all the things I've wanted to be involved in, this was probably the one thing that there was actually like I was contacted. They reached out to me. There was people, you know, like communication, correspondence that you know, it's something that I really could have been involved in, and I just didn't do it. And I couldn't figure out why. Like, I thought, well, maybe I'm just full of shit like everybody else. Maybe I, you know, always say that I want to do these things, but maybe I'm really just a selfish, inconsiderate, you know, maybe the only reason I would have done something like that in the first place would have been to post a picture on Snapchat anyway. And, you know, like, I don't even care that much about it. I thought that's what it was there at first. And then, you know, of course, hindsight 2020, I realized probably it was more so the fact that I have enough respect for people that have lost loved ones to suicide. And I have enough respect for myself and self-awareness to know that if I showed up on a Saturday morning with a bunch of people walking and running for, you know, the people that have lost, that have taken their own lives, you know, and it was just kind of this, I don't know, but I just had a very strong hunch that it was, you know, before it was all said and done, someone was going to say something like along the lines of, I don't know, if you or a loved one is thinking of taking your life, or, you know, or taking, you know, if someone is thinking of ending their life, we want you to know that there's help. You know, don't do it. Basically, the world the world would not be as good of a place without you in it. You know, that you know, the world, you were put on this earth to do something special. And people love you and care about you, and you know, there's hope and all that bullshit. And I would have said, nope, that's not true. Not always. No, you can't say that. You can't say that because my brother-in-law, quote unquote, supposedly, allegedly killed himself, and nobody fucking cared. But actually, that was the most selfless thing he could have done. That was the, you know, and I know that's why he did it. If he did it, I don't think he did it. I think my sister's a fucking whore, and I think that I mean, but that's neither here nor there. Supposing that because I would have been at a suicide, it wouldn't have been like a spouse, you know, let me take a breath. It's probably a good time to take a breath. If I were to hear anybody say something like that, I would have had to call bullshit on it. Because although I do think that it's one of the most sad things in the entire world to think of someone that is so far, they are at such a low point in their life that they really see no other way. They see no other option than to just to end their life. Although I think that is awful. I know that the reason it would hurt so bad is knowing that some of those people know that it's true, that no one does care about them. That they, at some point along the way, they went from being the convenient problem, the appointed scapegoat, the problem that allows everybody else to be the not problem. And the lie became so true that people forgot it was even orchestrated to begin with. and it got so bad. Ow, Lucy! Okay, that hurt. Stop. I'm going to pause this. Stop.